What's It Worth with Dr. Lori, and I'm here with Denise. Hi, Denise.
Good morning, Lori. How are you today?
Good. Where are you from?
I'm from right here in Lancaster City.
Right here in Lancaster City,
Yes.
so right home.
Yes.
Okay. How have you been? Good?
Good.
All right.
Very good.
And you brought these in and you didn't break anything. Knock
Yes.
on wood.
Yes, I had them wrapped in towels, in a
Towels.
bag, and yes.
Hand towels in a bag, and then another bag.
And another bag.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
And
yes.
towels are good. Make sure that the towels, if you're transporting antiques, are of course white rather than color.
Okay.
Not printed, always white.
Okay.
Why? Could something happen? Could it start to, of course, fade into it? Yeah, it's rather unusual, but it could happen. The other things that are good for actually transporting fragile pieces like this, diapers.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
disposable diapers. A little expensive, but disposable diapers will allow you to actually use the tabs as the tape, right?
Okay.
That's a good
Yeah.
tip. Anyway, let's talk about this. Tell me how you acquired your fruit set. Remember fruit, when you ate fruit? And when was the last time you had a piece of fruit? I know, none of us eat fruit. We eat candy and kind bars and all that
Yes.
stuff, nuts, but
Yes.
we forget about fruit.
And this is what we used this for at holiday dinners when I was growing up, was our fruit bowl.
Oh, your fruit bowl, right?
Yes.
Right, exactly.
And then everybody got to have a little dish
Everybody
of
got a little
fruit.
dish of fruit.
This was my mother's,
Yeah.
and it was passed down to her from her grandmother.
Yes.
So it's been in the family for a while.
Why am I nodding yes? Because when she says it was my mother's, it was passed down from her grandmother, okay? I've got a grate now. I always say forget the grates, remember the dates, right? Because what you
okay.
have now is you have a great-grandmother, so I'm trying to date this piece. But I'm looking at this piece, and I know this piece has to date sometime between 1865 and 1885, okay? Just by looking at it. So let's
Okay.
look at it. Let's look at it and take an idea of what we're actually looking at. 95% of you are going to look at the mark. What's the mark? Let's look at the mark. Let's look at the object. You know, years in museums, years as a professional appraiser, I like to look at the object first, then we'll look at marks. But basically, the mark is sort of your yay, you're right kind of thing at the end. So here's what we've got. You've got your fruit bowl. You have what is called a decorated collar or rim all the way around. See this? Okay. It also is gilding. So all this gold leaf as we go through, that's painted on by hand. Click, 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 gold.
Okay.
Right? Gilt, they'll call it. This, of course, inside is actually hand-painted by a studio ceramist, a studio artist who paints these pieces. So this piece is bright white clay, all of them, bright white clay completely. And basically what happens is then they want to decorate it. So the gilt goes on last. You see this stencil in here?
Yes.
This stencil in here actually is done by what's called transferware. They take a piece of paper with this design on it and they transfer it onto the piece of ceramic. They put it in the kiln, they glaze over it, and they bake it in. So that's transferred from the paper to the ceramic, why it's called transferware. The inside, these roses are all hand painted after the fact. The last thing that goes on, of course, is the glaze, but before that is that hand painting. Very nice. So this piece is rather large, right? And maybe you'll notice that in the center of this piece, there's an open area. That's because you can actually eat out of this area. The same way there's an open area with no decoration on the small fruit bowls, okay? You can eat out of this area. So if it were decorated, it would be a cabinet piece and just for nice, right?
Right.
It would have to go up in the cabinet and you're not touching it.
Right.
So tell me what happened. Do you have brothers?
I have one brother and one sister.
Was he allowed to touch this?
I don't think so.
The guys are never allowed to
No.
touch anything.
No.
Right? Okay.
Right.
So that's what you're looking at here. So this particular piece, you have one brother and one sister, and this piece came down to you. Are you the eldest?
No, my sister is.
Your sister
But we're
is.
only a year apart. We're Irish twins.
Okay. Oh, you're Irish twins. Yeah. So you all know what Irish twins are, right? You know, they come close together. They're so close together that they're almost twins.
Yes.
Anyway, on the back, what you're looking at here is probably where Denise is going to tell me I have a German legacy in my family.
Yes.
Right? Now, I never met you before, just met you when you walked in,
Yes,
right? But
that's
I can
right.
do a little ancestry here, right?
Right.
Because this is a piece of RS Prussia ware. Now, when we think of Prussia, we oftentimes had that relationship, and we talked about a portion of Germany being Prussia prior to World War I. When we see this mark, this piece has to be prior to World War I. But I told you, I already dated this piece to about 1880, to between 1865 and about 1885, which would make sense in your family history. I told you about the bright white porcelain, very, very high quality. What I didn't tell you about was something called a donut mold. See how it looks like a donut? I don't know anything about donuts, nothing.
Yeah.
I know very little about donuts. This is called the donut mold, very characteristic German mold in pottery manufacturers of this particular time period. So if you look for that mold, even if you didn't have a mark, you would have an idea about these particular pieces and where they came from. The RS Prussia mark is sharp and strong and colorful, and it's the same mark that you will find on all the rest of them. That's very important, okay? Because when you see this particular mark on all the rest of them, you know that you do have the set. If the mark is different by color, by size, by any other thing, you probably had someone who added to an established set, right? Your set has the serves for 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so you've got 8. You could have 10, you could have 12, but typically in this time period, it's going to be service for 8. And value on your set is about $750. Very nice.
Very nice.
Don't break up the set.
Oh, absolutely
Right?
not.
So I know your sister's begging for a couple bowls. We're sorry. You get to be my sister. That's what you get.
Yeah.
But not the bowl. So keep the set together. Are you surprised?
Yes, I am.
Really? Yeah.
I
Did
was-
you know that information about it?
No, I did not. Thank you.
Oh, no. My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. So a couple of things. So do you always use it? Do you just keep it in a china cabinet? What do you do?
We do not use it anymore.
Okay.
We keep it wrapped up in colored towels.
Okay. Maybe
which-
white.
Maybe we'll do white
Maybe
now,
white.
or get the diapers and wrap everything up nice. No, we keep it.
If you're
just-
transporting it, use the diapers. If you're going to do
Okay,
storage, no diapers.
Okay, just white towels.
White towels.
Yeah,
If you're
we
not gonna
just
use it.
we just kind of put it away now
Okay.
in a china cabinet and don't use it anymore.
And I don't want you to stack any more than 3
4.
high.
Oh, 3 high. Okay.
3 or 4 high. You can go as high as 6, but you have 4, 4, and 4 is
4 and
fine.
4.
You can't leave it out.
Okay.
Has to be wrapped up.
Okay.
Do you have room for it? Mm-hmm. Why don't you make some room for it?
Okay.
Do you have lots of pets?
No.
Little kids?
A 6-year-old boy.
Okay, well, he can be trained.
Yeah.
Can't he?
Yes, he can.
Joey, you can't touch this,
Right.
kind of thing. But if you think it's going to be protected, better wrapped, then store it. Make sure you store it loosely, and remember, attics and basements are difficult places for storing antiques. Art and antiques like to live where you like to live.
Okay.
Okay? Nice to meet you, sweetheart.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.